Hey you. Greetings and salutation, all you DC underdogs and Marvel elitists, fancy salon fans and bowl cut champions, Inara.cz users and EDDB.io enthusiasts. I've seen a lot of questions about how much more money can be made by taking the time to map versus just scanning and moving on. And also questions about how much money is each type of body worth. So let's break it down. Also at the end, you'll find a tutorial on how to map planets efficiently and get that bonus money in your pocket. Uppercut the like and subscribe buttons and speed bag the notification icon. Alright, so for my piece in the new THEYAMIKS collaboration, make sure to check that out. I jumped all the way out to the next sector north to capture some footage. While I was there, I was scanning up a storm. I mean, it was a lot of scanning for me since I'm usually in a rush to get where I'm going. My point is, it was about a 400 jump round trip and I did more scanning than I had ever done, and I thought I at least had about 100 million in data. Nope. After I turned it all in, I pocketed about 20 million, which was a little disappointing. I wasn't crushed, but that would have been the worst had I been out there just to make some money. I did a lot of scanning, I discovered a good amount of unexplored systems, and I put my name on some things. So why did I make so little? And I know that if you're new, that's all the money in the world, but if you're a vet and the objective is to get your coins up, then you wouldn't spend hours on anything to make 20 million credits. But anyway, the problem is I only mapped a few things, and not even the best of things, and I definitely had no efficiency bonuses. So what should you be mapping? Commander Blackout blessed me with this graphic by Commander Fru. The values are pre-beyond chapter 4, but it does give you an idea of which ones are worth the most. The first values in green are for scanning and mapping. Look at the difference versus just honking shown in red. We're looking at 3 to 4 times the amount of just honking. So this is a really cool looking visual, but it's not up to date. Fortunately, Sensei Maddie has put together a more recent Beyond Chapter 4 version. A quick glance shows you that the most lucrative bodies are ammonia, Earth-like worlds, water worlds, terraformable water worlds, terraformable high metal content worlds, and terraformable rocky worlds. Anything terraformable plus water worlds, Earth-like, and ammonia. The biggest payout comes from the Earth-like worlds, paying out $270,000 just for scanning it, $703,000 for being the first to scan it, $1.1 million for scanning and mapping it, and $3.2 million for being the first to scan and map it. I know when I was noobing it up, running data from station to station, sweating every time I saw an NPC super cruising behind me, I felt like I'd never make it to 1 million credits. Armed with this info and a fuel scoop, any noob can take a trip and come back a multi-millionaire.
You can do it all night long!
Obviously, being the first to scan and map a system gives you a big bump in your payout, so it's definitely worth the trouble for the credits. Plus your name is stamped on the galaxy for all to see. If you're having trouble finding undiscovered systems, you really just need to get out of the bubble. Don't fly out to a known destination. Be like Robert Frost and take the path less traveled. Get some verticality in your life by zooming underneath the galaxy and pick a direction outward. When you're a decent ways away, you can even just hop around to all the nearest stars on your nav panel. There's a good chance that even the discovered planets in the black haven't been mapped yet. Your name will be spray painted across the stars in no time. On to the mapping tutorial. You can always just fire probes away until you've covered the whole surface, but you might as well grab that efficiency bonus. Make sure that you actually have your tools with you, head to outfitting and pick up a surface scanner. Make sure it's equipped in a fire group and head out into the black. Once you found a body that you want to scan, fly to it, get in close, and deploy your surface scanner. I like a good gap between the planet and my blue fire groups on each side of it. Towards the bottom on the right hand side, you can see the efficiency target, which is the number of probes you can't exceed without losing the bonus. Underneath that, you have the number of probes you fired and impacted on the surface. On the bottom left, you have the percentage of the targeted body that has been mapped so far. I like to start mapping the far side of the planet and work my way back, since the rear is the most difficult to get right, and if I make a mistake, it'll be there in the beginning. but you pay for your ship, so you can do whatever the you want. Just make sure you know which side you're viewing by looking at the bottom right corner. So, looking at the rear view, start aiming outward. As you aim further out, you'll see a hash mark which indicates where to aim to land a probe on the horizon, which will give you a circular scan field, half on the rear side of the planet and half on the front side. But we won't use that just yet. Continue aiming outward until it says miss. If you bring your aim back until just before it says miss, you can fire your probe as far around the body as possible. Once the probe lands and the scan surface circle appears on the body, you now have a marker which will help you estimate how much you need to adjust your aim to cover another portion of the planet's rear side. In this case, I'm going to aim about halfway between the horizon mark and the miss mark. So now most of the rear side is completed. Now if we aim at the horizon marks on the top and bottom, everything but the front will be covered, and you can knock that out easy. If we aim closer than the horizon mark, we'll cover the left half of the body. Doing the same on the right side should finish it off. Let's try another one. We've got an Earth-like world on the scanner. Definitely got to map that up. We can mark it as our destination from here. Same thing. Aim just before the miss point. Shorten the next shot between miss and the horizon mark. Catch the top and bottom horizons. Then fire at the left and right edges of the world. As you can see, you don't have to cover every square inch of the thing to get the 100%. This will work every time on these smaller worlds, but huge bodies like gas giants will take more probes and careful aiming. Here's where I went wrong that caused me to miss the bonus by one probe. I started firing at the horizon marks before I had the bulk of the rear side covered. This meant that later I had to go back and try and thread the needle to fill in gaps. Sucks to miss it by a single probe when it's easily avoided. But I hope I cleared any fuzzy stuff up with the detailed surface scans. So go out there and find some undiscovered systems. I only went about 15 jumps out to find some. Make sure to be on the lookout for the high-paying bodies to spend a few minutes mapping, get your chips up. The scanning and mapping price breakdowns are available to download via the links in the description. Also, check out the collaboration video that just dropped with THEYAMIKS featuring Ghost Giraffe, Down to Earth Astronomy, yours truly, and other top YouTube content creators. The link is below in the description or in my community tab. Shout out to Distant Radio. You can also catch me there lurking out in the black. And shout out to the good folks over at Patreon. And big thanks to my first patron supporting what I do. Dig that, signing off. Fly dirty, Commanders.